Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sweet Talks podcast. My name's Chantal. Who's going next?
I'm Liana.
And I'm Nitima.
Cool. So we're actually joined by one of our listeners by the name of Kenny, who came in with a topic.
Big ups.
Big up to Kenny. He came... and he came in with a topic about black women not feeling supported by black men based on a conversation that he was having with some friends. So if Kenny wants to take it away from here, that way we can get cracking.
I just feel like the past few weeks, was something else online,
Mm-hmm.
and I started talking to some of my black friends and some of my black female friends. I said, yeah, just like, obviously how everybody feels, about that, because what was posted was the fact that black women felt that black men weren't fighting for their cause.
Yeah.
And after speaking to a few black females, they all said they felt that way. But when I asked what they meant by fighting, everybody had like a different understanding of it.
Okay.
And I felt like there was something to do with the fact that a lot of black guys are probably dealing with other females from other races. Some black women will be they're not too happy about that. With that said, there's also the fact that some of the other things that was said to myself was the fact that, say for example, black guys say something online.
Yeah.
That they're getting like black females.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, these things happen like rappers, celebrities and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And the issue is there's this notion that because of black rapper is saying that things about black women,
Mm-hmm.
that because they're so influential on what these kind of young black guys are like that or thinking that way.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time I just said, I personally like that thing. And so yeah, I just been talking to like various male friends of mine and black males and black females and then a lot of the guys do not think that way. And when deeper into certain things, like obviously some of the things that black females do, and also that rapsters, they're not necessarily the benchmark for men. Guys, any of their lifestyle, they don't necessarily look good at style. Yes, it might be rich and whatnot, but
Mm-hmm.
they have so many different farmers,
Mm-hmm.
of them are not married, so they're not the benchmark for black men.
Right.
So I would say that's why black females are using them as benchmark, because they don't think for them, they don't think that way.
Okay. So what? Go on. Yeah. So sorry. What was the actual perspective of black men then in that conversation that you guys were having?
First of all, I feel like, so a lot of my guys just didn't understand what they meant by fight. That, all these black women they by black men don't fight for them.
Okay.
When I'm back, some black females,
Mm-hmm.
they say things like, these days, don't do something online, the other guys don't necessarily shut them down.
Okay.
They don't say that about this person or that person.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that guy, just then said, about the other thing, also to say that then they have their own preference. I think there was this rap guy online, I think his name is Amazing or something like that.
Comedian. Yeah.
Talking about how it's for like white women wearing purpose and it's black women, so obviously that's not preference. That's what he wants.
Didn't 50 Cent say that the other day?
Yeah. 50 Cent did say that black women aren't exotic. Mm-hmm.
Black women are what?
The thing is, like, someone like myself, I'm all about, I'm pro-black, I'm all about my, black business, my black women and everything, so,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes when they say things like that, that's why I get a bit annoyed with black females that, let's be, okay, so there's 3 of us on this podcast, okay?
Well, there's 4 including us.
Pardon?
There's 4 including you.
Okay, 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if
Yeah.
And you honestly say that half of the black men that you know talk black women down or think derogatory things about black women?
Out of the ones that I know, I would say that there are a couple, but not a lot. And the ones that for me personally, the ones that I know that have done that, it's usually because they've had a bitter experience with a black woman. And usually if they're talking about black women, because like if they do say it and they say it in front of me, normally the response will be, oh, but not like you, Shan. Like I'll be excluded straight away, and then they'll be talking about certain types of black females. What about you guys? Hold on, Kenny, wait, let the other guys talk.
It's difficult. It's difficult because I think like, although Kenny doesn't feel that way, or other maybe local black guys that we know may not feel that way, those that do are unfortunately on a bigger platform, so their message gets out more to a vast audience, and even if they don't feel that way, because their platform is so wide, it's kind of like the minority speaks the majority almost, and it's good that you don't feel that way, but there are a lot of regular men that do feel that way, do you know what I mean? And I've said that either said that or shown it in their actions, and I guess black women don't feel protected because they don't feel defended, or you know, you're quick to exclude us out of, you know, things when it comes to attraction or comes to this, or you stereotype us or whatever the case is, and so, but yet and still black women feel like they still defend black men, they still put their black men on the pedestal, not all the time, but we do feel that we do ride for our black men more than any other race, more than anybody ever will, and yet still a black guy will still turn around and be like, I don't want a black woman, or a dark-skinned black woman, or because she's like this, or I'm not messing with no black girls because my mum was like this when I was younger, or whatever the case is, or you know, Stacey looks better over there, or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So
Becky with the good hair.
For real. So it's yeah, it's, you know, and then not only that, then like you said, sometimes it's preference, because I can appreciate that some people will be brought up in certain areas that there aren't a lot of people that look like them, so it's kind of just all that's there, and but that's a difference when you have a preference and then you categorically say, I'm not gonna date this type of woman because of X, Y, Z. It's very different. I hope I answered the question.
What about you, Keith?
Yeah, I think I agree with what you're saying. From myself, I feel like there's an indoctrination of how beauty is, how black men should be, how black women should be, and a miseducation from a large degree, from my perspective. And I think when the brother was saying about his circles, which he spoke to females, and there are males out there, men out there, black men who are supporting us, riding or dying for us as black women.
That's very true.
But where is the voices? Where are the voices of those individuals? I think the ones that are derogatory toward black women, they're just loud. There's lots of them, like you were saying, Rihanna.
Or it might not even be that there's lots of them, they're just louder.
They're just louder.
Yeah,
Could
this is a
absolutely
platform
be.
that they have.
TV and all these different platforms, media platforms.
Yeah, look at
push
footballers.
that.
Look at black footballers. The first person they get is a white girl, because that means status, doesn't it?
There is an ideology that comes with.
Yeah, it
certain-
does. I would say that not all black footballers do that. 'Cause I can
No,
see
they
a couple
don't.
that-
They don't.
Yeah.
But where are they on the newspaper? Are they in the magazines?
Yeah.
And if-
Oh, you mean their wife is
No, but are they as a couple? Do we see that? Not as much as
Not
we
as
see
much. That is true.
mixed race guys or black guys with white men. No, not really.
But we need to say the statistics, and I think is 80% of black men marry black women.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the statistics are high.
Yeah.
But it's not showing as
but
much.
it's not. Yeah.
What's
whatever
going
reason.
on?
Yeah.
What is the
Especially in this day and age when
Undercurrents.
media is everywhere.
what is
Do you know what I
going
mean?
on? You know what I mean? I think that indoctrination's there. I feel like if we didn't have media, how would we then have these conversations? Would we then really see what's really happening? I don't know. So yeah, I think we need to do and have these debates and talks more often,
Yeah,
to
I think
look
it's really good that Kenny has that group that
Yeah,
he
I
can do that
agree.
with,
Yeah.
because I don't
Circles.
think a lot of people
Do
do
that
have that.
Yeah.
and you're right, and it comes with a level of kind of wanting to be vulnerable and being emotionally intelligent, being kind of open, transparent. It's all important. And in order for people to gain these skills is to talk more, be more vulnerable, overstand internally what and who we are, to then, practice that in our behaviours externally, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Mm.
Sorry, Kenny. So what else were you going to say, my dear? Because we kind of cut you off a little bit just so that we can get...
It's someone saying that 80% of black men are married to black women.
Yeah, that's a statistic.
Right, okay. So now, right there is my problem. So when we have statistics that say 80% of black men are married to black women,
Yeah.
so where is this notion coming from about majority of black men do not support black women? That statistic would say totally different.
Being
Yeah.
married and supporting their woman is two separate things, right? So being married is a status, isn't there? Being married does come with behaviours, but it does come with action as well. So if there are black men who are married to black women, where are their voices? Where is their behaviour? What are they doing? If that makes sense.
Fair enough. So in terms of, obviously you're saying those are two different things. There's statistics that actually shows that, majority of black men, because, we're talking about there's over 45 million black men in the world. So where is this notion coming from? Because if you're saying something is a regular thing, we should be saying it every day.
You're right.
We should be. That's
You're
true.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
Yeah.
right. 100%.
We're not saying this. This is not me personally. I'm on social media, but I'm not necessarily. I don't follow all the rappers and what's called.
Yeah.
They're not the benchmark for me. I don't really feel that. So I didn't know anything about Will Smith and Jay.
No.
People like telling about.
Yeah.
So I don't follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Same.
when they live their life, it's very different. They don't. The life is not real.
So what are you saying, Kenny? You're not about an entanglement? You're not for an entanglement, yeah?
I know.
So that's why personally I don't follow these people. Or even then, yes, if they put the same things out there, I just don't want to. This is the reason why I wanted to have a conversation with my black female friends. What they think and where people are coming from. And all I gathered was the fact that everybody was just saying it's not actually a fact. And even the females actually, when I asked them, right, that majority of the men that because you know, when you say something is majority, that means that because at the end of the day you have to go to your own personal experience.
Yeah.
Because you cannot just say things out there when
That's right.
So I asked them, when you say majority, you need to look at yourself. You know what, I want black men.
Yeah.
The majority of them. So at the end of the day, yes, in a relationship, you might have issues with your missus. Wherever that is, maybe you're cheating or you're gambling or maybe you're doing something else that you're not happy with. At the end of the day, that's just your missus. And you treat your mom as your way. And you treat your sister as your way. Because if you treat your mom well and right, and you're treating your sister right as well, then someone can turn around and say that, oh, well, you're derogatory or you talk black women down just because you have some sort of issue with your missus. That's just everyday, relationship situation.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, that is not, and that's what happened. When I was having a conversation with a black girl about children, funny enough, this was someone I was trying to get to know and whatnot. This was literally a very close conversation, and me trying to understand where she's coming from and some of the things she was saying, and I said to her, listen, I'm actually enjoying this conversation because I feel like I want to learn if this thing is actually a thing that is out there, that, black men are actually openly, saying things about black women. And you put me in the direction of this thing. Like, is there someone who talks about it, So I said that to her. And she took kind of bad way. She said over the fact that I said that I'm enjoying the conversation. We're not getting anywhere.
What
kind of foolishness? Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry.
No, you'd probably be better off with that.
I just didn't get that. Obviously, there's this other thing about, obviously the media portraying black women in negative light, for instance, of like, they're angry, this, that, whatnot. And I said to her like that, listen, that is totally true. Okay? You put this notion about black men, there are black men that are just out there, black women.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing that.
Mhm.
I know that. I've seen it before. But when you say majority, that means what I do not agree with.
I get you. So it's the actual word of majority that's the problem, rather than.
It's the amount.
Pardon?
It's the amount. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and it's just the fact that if you say majority, it has to be something that's happening as a regular thing.
Mhm.
And it has to be like, everyday black men, not just all these 50 Cent and all these guys. Like I said, those guys are not even benchmark for black men.
I agree.
At all.
You know, so
Maybe business.
But sorry to cut you, but I think what you're saying is great, and I agree. But I think for a local young lady, it might be her reality of most of the men in her life may feel that way. It might be like it could be uncles and brothers, and do you know what I mean? Like, so that could be although it's her perspective and her experience, that might be majority of the men in her life that say things like that or treat women like that. So, but I get what you're saying. Definitely. But but yeah, I guess the amount is what makes it
A problem.
Yeah, but it's obviously it's happening enough that it's a thing that everybody, well, not everybody, that a lot of women or men are experiencing also.
Yeah. So, I mean, the next thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that, the media, portrays black women as engagement.
Yeah.
And I do believe that's true,
Mhm.
But I also believe that there's a bit of truth to it. Now, maybe not majority, but there are some that are, in that same image that the media is trying to portray.
Okay, hang on 1 second. So, what was the question?
No. So he's saying that basically he believes that there's a truth to some of the pictorials of black females.
That would be
Continue, Kenny. Bearing in mind there are 3 black females in this room.
Let's be specific.
Yeah. Go on. Continue, Kenny.
You're safe, man. You're safe, Kenny.
Continue. I was just clarifying. Continue.
Yeah. So, again, obviously the way the media is trying to portray, again, it goes back to, the whole majority and whatnot. The media is trying to say, majority of black men majority of black men, are stubborn, they're sassy, they do whatever, right? It's the same way they try to portray the black guys, that, we're gangsters, we're dangerous, whatever it is out there. My thing is, I spoke to a lot of black men.
Okay. Go for it. Yeah. So what? Go on. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember this story. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's an extreme reaction.
I get what you mean.
The extreme reaction.
Yeah.
I just could not understand. Like, I understand you guys get it fine, and then like, okay, we
So-
don't want
So that extreme reaction has got what to do with black women? I don't.
So it's the extreme reaction of wanting to poison the man.
It's a black thing.
No, yeah. So they're saying that that black women will basically take it to the extreme. So he's using that as an example, but he's saying that there is the stereotype that we will take it to the extreme if we're gonna like break up with someone. So if you think about like, is it when Stella got a groove back and she set the car on fire and all that stuff? Like those are the depictions of black women and how we handle heartache and heartbreak and all of that.
And Ken
stuff.
thinks that might be there's truth in that.
He thinks that there might be some truth in it. Maybe not to the extremes. I think this example is a bit of an extreme example, but yeah,
it is.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't like to believe that because the black women if that
Nah, I mean,
the man killed them or the person killed.
nah, I mean, both of my exes cheated on me, and I haven't touched either one of them. I think if they're in front of me, maybe, but
I wonder what an Asian guy would say. Only dated Asian woman.
if they
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I hear what you're saying, and I think I hear what you're saying, and I get what you're saying, and I understand. I overstand what you're saying. However, I do think for me it would come down to the person,
yeah,
because like Chantal said, like Nikema, myself, or any other woman that I know personally, as far as I know, they have never done anything extreme or whatever you would call extreme, or never really retaliated in whatever way you, I guess we would say. So I think it does come down to the person, but I can understand, and I think that sometimes we are portrayed that way, like we just said in Waiting to Exhale is a movie where she burnt down the car. So yeah, like I think but the same woman. So I know you said that, but yeah, in Waiting to Exhale, where she did things like that, or you know, in whatever else when people shoot up windows, or for example, Lisa Left Eye, when she burnt down a man's house. I get that and I understand, but I think I think when a woman does something like that, for me, it's more than just her skin colour, complexion. There's something going on that has pushed her, or at least she's felt a reason or rational whatever to choose to do something like that.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that was something that's something that she would have to take on responsibility for that, and also her partner would have to take responsibility for whatever happened before her choosing to do that. But I wouldn't necessarily say it's a black thing, or it's a but I understand that sometimes we have done certain things that don't help, and then social media may then use that and blow it up and make it look like all women do that, or all black women do that.
Yeah.
Definitely. Don't get wrong, I think every woman has probably thought about blowing up a man's car and setting it on fire, of course, but I think but men also want to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Because let me just not say that. But you know, I've been in a room where a guy has seen another guy and wanted to rip his face off because they were
Throats at some point.
no, but the new guy is with the girl,
Oh,
the person before. So,
and
but that
with women as well.
that was on but that was on TV. That's in real life with family members. Do you know what I mean? Like just in general, or people that know people that know people. So I don't. But I guess because we are maybe in tune with ourselves, that we can differentiate between it being a black thing and it just being a thing. But I can understand why you may feel like that. But when you did ask your female friends and they did turn around and say, well, what about the white women? I'm not going to lie to you, when you said it, I was about to say, yeah, you're right, what about the white women? Because that, you know, because if we look at sorry to cut you. Because to me, when you said that, I was thinking about all the movies that I'd seen with the crazy white lady running outside the house with a 90-odd. You know what I mean? Ready to just juke a man in the eye, or ready to... You know what I mean? So I was thinking the same thing, but I get what you're saying about, you know, we're not talking about that, we're talking about this, and I can appreciate that. So, yeah.
I think there's a level of frequency that people operate from. And the people that are going to burn down a car after a relationship's done or do something malicious like that.
Yeah.
For me, doesn't matter, skin, creed, colour or whatever. But I know what society depicts, stereotypes for different types of people and shades and sexes. So it's all of that, isn't it? So it's deep. It's deep.
But maybe it might also be possible to consider that, especially if we're talking about black females supposed to be being like the most oppressed persons.
Wow.
Maybe it's not just about the relationship. Maybe it's like she takes all the crap outside. Not that I'm making excuses for her. No, nobody should poison nobody's food ever.
Well, that's what I said about what has he done prior to for her to make that decision.
But it might not even just be that. It might be she's taking all the crap at work.
Well, that too. Yeah, crap at home. Yeah, that's very true.
But not that I make that excuse. I feel like there's a different way to handle that. I feel like
100.
But there's always
more
a
creative
reason.
ways to handle that too. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kenny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, just to go back to conversation, I was, I told you that I was girl for the very first time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, based on the fact that, you know, I'm trying to understand where she's coming from, who, you know, the majority of black men, you know, support black women. And I'm trying to, obviously, put my point across to her, because it's not going to
Right.
and she has one of that. Bear in mind, we've never met. This is probably the very first conversation that we're having. And she has gone from that completely not talking to me at all.
Oh wow.
Just cut you off.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so she kind of proves the theory.
So in my head, I'm like,
She's just reinforced.
like, what is even though we don't agree, want to bring it easy. It's not even a big deal. I even apologized at the end of the conversation. And I said to her, listen, if that means in a certain way, I said, I am sorry. Like, that was not how it was going to come across. I make you feel, you know, how was just kind of, you know, talk about this and, you know, be, okay, you know, like, let's have a conversation.
Yeah.
So I listen, maybe next day, I can pick you up, take you out for a meal, or we can maybe talk about something else. This guy didn't come back, nothing.
Oh wow.
So in my head, you know, I'm like, well, this is exactly what they're talking about though. Like,
Yeah.
That kind of response.
Just reinforced it for you. But that I would so I get what you're saying. That's reinforcing how you feel. But for me, that would come down to her.
Yeah.
That individual, for whatever reason, she wasn't ready to receive the message that you were willing to give her. So that's about her, because as you sit with us right now, in spirit, you're talking to all three of us women. We're hearing you out. We're talking. We're vibing or whatever the case is. So it's not like every black woman is like that. I'm not saying that you're saying that, but just to I know you didn't say that, but just to kind of echo it, I think that could just be her that day that she weren't trying to hear it.
You know what it is though? When I'm speaking to you, I mean, it would be nice to have some sort of conference where we can have, you know, black women on one side, black men on one side, where, you know, because I feel like this is like...
It's a good idea.
I think so. I think it would be good.
I feel like black females need to actually what guys, black guys are, you know, because I just feel like sometimes, you know, female, I mean, they say, yes, okay, black men don't fight for them, but get a reason that happens. And the only people that can answer that
It's us.
Yeah.
So Kenny, when you're setting up the conference, Bridget.
Isn't it? And I want free food.
Nah, we could do some sort of Zoom or something like that.
Yeah, we could.
I'm actually trying to sort something out for, you know, just people in Manchester anyway, you know. I think it's
You got to invite us up then.
yeah, definitely. I was definitely, you know, when we do manage, you know,
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so pretty much that's obviously why when
I
talking about that,
appreciate you.
again, like I said, I love my black women.
Yes.
Thank you.
And I support my black women.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I just feel like if black women are feeling that way, then maybe because I feel like you guys, we are very passive.
Passive, did you say?
Like, yeah, we're very passive. Like, we will see certain things and we wouldn't even get involved. That doesn't mean we agree with it.
Oh, okay.
Say, for example, there's times I've seen online where females turn around and say, when black men this and that, whatnot, which might be true.
Yeah.
Black guys will tell you that there's so many times that turn around and be like, oh, black men is shit, they always cheat, they this, they that, Me personally, I wouldn't even react to that. I'll just keep it moving.
Okay.
I hear that.
A lot of guys do that.
I get you.
It's interesting you saying that. It's interesting you saying that because as I've heard you talk over the last 5 minutes, I've been thinking if I was asked the question about what black man doesn't necessarily, my experience, support or find not supported in, it's that emotional intelligence, that emotional side of things. And like you said, men can be a little bit passive in certain areas that women might. There's a quote, I think it was Talib Kweli, what did he say? Women thrive in the emotions men refuse to acknowledge, or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's deep. So maybe there needs to be some fine tuning happening in that
conversation,
area.
maybe.
Yeah, so I feel like in that, it's obviously like you said, in that situation as well, maybe you probably need more instead of guys, leaving, because like I said, if that rappers guy, saying whatever you say, that, black women and this and that, I wouldn't say, I might feel like I should tell him that what not to talk about, bro, but I was just like, what, it's alright, all these people, everybody is far for it and whatnot,
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of guys are like that as well.
Yeah. But I'd say the only issue with, I'd say the only issue with that though is that sometimes people can take silence as compliance, or sometimes people can take silence as agreement. So I think maybe that's probably why, especially if we come back to the original question of, do black women feel supported? If you have those people who just happen to have louder voices, not combated by the majority, then in essence it almost sounds like, that is the narrative, that is the full depiction of everyone. But yeah, sorry, what's the last thing, Kenny, because we've got to wrap up soon.
So this was basically this actually came up when we had a
yeah.
Pretty much the same topic,
Yeah.
And the things that came up. So the scenario was a stripper, black stripper that's going to be a strip club, or she's working with the industry or whatnot. And obviously she knows what the rap guys and whatnot, what they're like. And the fact that she's girl, completely naked, whatnot. And at the end of the video, she comes out. And she was being accused and scared. And the question was to the guy that was commenting about that. So the guy turned around and said, to be honest, at the same time, if the guy doesn't decide not to do it,
Yeah.
you cannot fault him, because at the end of the day, the lady knows what potentially happens. She knows what these guys are like. She knows what they are. She knows their lifestyle. So when you go in there, you want to say this is your job. Okay, then it is your job, but then you know the risks that come with it. So why? So if something happens and guys do not get involved, or black guys, sorry, do not get involved,
Yeah.
you can't turn around and say black guys don't support black women. Because at the end of the day, you knew there's a possibility that this could happen.
I mean,
These guys straight in
okay.
doing whatever they do.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I mean, like, all right, even if we take it away from the strip club thing, so our profession puts us into positions where we're with people one to one, and they could have the potential to get violent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's not all of them, but I wouldn't then say, oh, my manager shouldn't support me if that person becomes violent because I'm in a position where I know what I was going to get myself into. So even though I hear what you're saying, and I get it to a degree, I don't think I think that's too clear cut of an answer.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if you see someone being abused, regardless of whatever job, then it's even if you can't get involved personally, there's a manager that should be there. There is there's probably other people, security that should be there. There should be other people that can get that woman, as we're talking about a woman right now, out of that position. So I don't know if it's as clear cut as saying, well, those are the risks.
Regardless of obviously the nature of the job.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying regardless of the nature of the job. So yeah, okay, fine, she's a stripper. She may not be what we class as like a socially acceptable job, but it's still a job that she's doing for whatever reason, and I wouldn't see myself any different in terms of I'm doing a job because this is what I like to do. She may like to do it. She may be doing it just to feed her kids or herself, but it doesn't excuse the fact that if she's been abused in any way, shape or form, or being mishandled in any way, shape or form, that she doesn't deserve the right to be helped or supported.
Yeah.
The point you guys were making was the fact that there are some guys that will think that way.
Okay.
And because of that, not do anything.
Right.
So does that mean they're not supporting that?
Maybe they're not capable. Maybe psychologically, emotionally, they're not capable to deal with it, so they just say that. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, can he go on?
Yeah, maybe, and that's something that they use as a reason as to not to do something to support.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe they just got some issues, man.
It might be that they have. I don't know. It depends. I mean, it might be all of those things. It might be none of those things. I think it just depends. I think that would depend on the individual man as well as to why they don't do that or why they don't get
or why
involved.
they think that way.
Yeah. So yeah, but Kenny, thank you so much for the interesting conversation. It's been good to have you on.
Thank you.
Coolio. But hopefully we'll get to say that again. Yeah. So hopefully we'll have you on, maybe after you've done your conference and we're all up there. We could do like a little download. All right, cool. Thank you so much. Thank you. And thank you for joining us on the Sweet Talk.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.